I was Adrian's first stand-in. He was stupid rich, face sculpted by the gods. For 3 years I burned manifestation candles day and night, obsessing over every detail so I could stay the only stand-in in his orbit. Then the first flew home. I thought I'd be kicked to the curb before I could even make my next move. Instead, Adrian filed for bankruptcy. I glanced at my portfolio dashboard and couldn't stop the grin from spreading across my face. Bankruptcy? Perfect. From sugar daddy and caged canary, we were about to switch roles. Adrian placed the certified check on the nightstand, same as always. In the past I would have snatched it up with a smile. Tonight the resentment in my eyes was so thick it felt ready to leak through the screen. I knew this might be our last meeting. Tomorrow his first would land at Riverdale. 3 years. 3 years I'd been with him. I had gone from living on a single cup of noodles a day to plating Michelin-level dinners just to please him. When playing fair didn't work, I tried every trick in the dark arts book. Cash for incense, temples, and chanting could have bought me a 2-bedroom condo in the inner loop. Voodoo doll stunts, clipped nails, strands of hair, a drop of blood, anything that might work, I tried. Yet whenever he looked at me his pulse never quickened. Sometimes I seriously wondered if he was a robot. To be fair, his heartbeat had sped up a little lately. I'd almost convinced myself he was finally developing feelings. So yeah, ending this now really stung. Because Adrian, my Adrian, was gentle, gorgeous, absurdly generous. For 3 years he'd spoiled me rotten, his only flaw was that he didn't love me. Only an idiot would walk away from that without a fight. Vance, Whitaker may be back, but she hasn't agreed to get back together with you yet, has she? Adrian's long, narrow eyes narrowed further, icing me over. I swallowed hard at the sight of that face and forced one last pitch. How about I keep standing in for her for a while? He arched a brow. After all this time, the money you earn still isn't enough to clear your debts. It is. More than enough. Add in the tips I'd picked up as his girlfriend, the contacts I'd traded, the investments I'd made, and my portfolio was so fat I could buy riverfront penthouse after penthouse with my eyes closed. I'd already scooped up a dozen. But who hates having too much money? I beamed. Vance, our NDA contract still has a month left. You can't breach it. For the next 4 weeks I'm still your girlfriend. He gave a small, understanding nod. So you want me to pay the penalty? I put on my best please don't be mad smile. You tease me, Vance. After everything we've shared, breach or no breach? I just mean, let the contract run its course, then we break up and I move out of the waterfront mansion. Saves me a month's rent, that's all. I needed an excuse, I didn't dare confess I still clung to him. Ground rules had been set from day one, girlfriend in name only, no feelings attached. Catch the love bug, pack up and ghost, not $1 leaves with you. I liked Adrian, probably way too much, but not enough to torch the mountain of wealth I'd built. Rest easy, Vance, I added. When the clock runs out I'll vanish so fast you won't even feel the breeze. He said nothing, finished dressing, and only when he reached the door tossed out, suit yourself. I exhaled in relief, then immediately felt my heart climb back into my throat. 3 years hadn't cracked that granite exterior, 1 month was clearly a dying whimper. Still, I had 30+ days. If I couldn't win the man, at least I'd stockpile sweeter memories. Pretty fantasy. Reality was a cruel slap. That night I cooked an elaborate dinner, glammed up, and waited. 7 o'clock came and went, no Adrian. His schedule is carved in stone, in all our years together he's home before 7 unless he's out of town or stuck at a client dinner. Not for my sake, he simply likes working in his study. Young, rich, polite, gorgeous, faithful, basically the final boss of eligible bachelors. Just as I was debating whether to call, Chloe messaged, "Bestie, condolences." I opened the clip. Adrian, cradling a bouquet, every inch the elegant, devoted suitor, walked toward a goddess in white. Serena. Back early. In the footage his gaze was tender, his every breath careful. Serena offered a serene smile, accepting the flowers with flawless composure. The contrast between the one who loves and the one who is loved couldn't be sharper. In my head, Adrian had always been Riverdale's untouchable Buddha, aloof, surrounded by an entourage, so cold noble you didn't dare look straight at him. On that video he was just a kid drunk on first love. I felt myself plunged into an ice bath, shivering from the inside out. Everyone says the first is a landmine topic. Adrian never hid Serena's existence, never banned anyone from mentioning her name. Before she returned I'd figured the legends were overblown. How big can a high school ghost loom? I'm prettier than she is, and I'm officially the girlfriend. Winning his heart felt like a matter of time. But through the phone screen I tasted the canyon between us. I killed the clip, temples throbbing. When I didn't reply, Chloe called. Need me to line up some fresh eye candy? No. My standards, and my taste buds, are ruined for life. A beat of silence. Vance plays the gentleman, but Serena is his red line. Don't do anything suicidal, okay? That only tightened the knot in my chest. Still, I wasn't ready to fold. She may be first, I muttered, but I'll be the red cinnabar scar he can't rub off. Winner and loser? Jury's still out. Adrian never came home that night. No prizes for guessing whose sheets he was warming. My stomach cramped with rage. At dawn I was still clearing last night's wreckage when the front door lock clicked. Stale whiskey rolled in with him. He frowned at the mess, flicked me a sideways glance, and headed straight for the bedroom. I forced a bright smile and trailed him. Vance, shall I run your bath? He didn't break stride. From now on, don't do anything for me. One sentence, guillotine sharp. My smile shattered. Moments later he reappeared, tie loosened. Seeing me still blocking the hall, his eyes flashed blood red, his breath snagged, there and gone. But I'd caught it. He felt something, even if only a flicker. I grabbed his sleeve, gaze steady. Don't misunderstand. It's not some desperate stunt to snag you. Just, only 4 weeks left, life is short, let's grab what fun we can. The corner of his mouth twitched. Difference being? Huge. One means I'm fantasizing you'll love me back, the other requires zero accountability from you. I added, righteous as a lawyer, per our NDA, feelings on the table, love off the table. His face darkened, eyes turning alien and cold. He yanked his sleeve free and strode downstairs, voice like winter steel, I'm not interested, period. I stood frozen. This didn't make sense. For 3 years I had read every flicker in his eyes with perfect accuracy. The only explanation was Serena. Vance, I know the duty of a stand-in. Whitaker will never find out. I only want to exercise my girlfriend privileges for this last month. The answer was a door slammed so hard the pictures shook on the walls. That afternoon I deliberately bought a few outfits, snapped photos, and sent them to Adrian. Vance, which one do you like? A long while later he finally replied. I couldn't confess my real feelings, even if I did, he wouldn't believe them. Vance, you know I'm short on cash. The message sank like a stone. A little past 8 he texted, Lola's too expensive. Can't afford you. I stared at the screen, half convinced he'd lost his phone. A man of his stature, broke? I cleared my throat and purred a voice note, Vance, you tease. The rest of the month is on the house. His side showed typing, forever. Finally, if I filed for bankruptcy, would you still say that? Bankruptcy? I had money. The idea sent a thrill through me. Still, reality check, if anyone went bust, it wouldn't be him. Even a starved camel dwarfs a horse. I laughed it off, voice syrupy sweet. Vance, stop joking. I tossed the phone on the counter and headed for the bath, certain he'd come. When I stepped out, the chat was still open. His final line, see you soon. I couldn't hide my grin and snapped a selfie, wide doe eyes, pure lotus mixed with sultry rose. Vance, does this work for you? His reply was terse, bring someone along. I blinked. Only one name surfaced. Serena. Was he planning to parade his first in front of me, the evil temptress, to prove his devotion? Yet I was the one with the title girlfriend. Half an hour later the front gate glided open and the car rolled in. From the second-floor landing I watched Adrian step out and open the passenger door himself. Serena emerged in moon-colored silk, graceful, the two of them black and white perfection like A-listers on a red carpet. I forced a smile. Vance. Whitaker. In the living room I sat opposite them. First time seeing her in the flesh. In photos I thought I resembled her 5 parts out of 10, with effort, maybe 8. Now, foreign life had stripped some of her old gentleness, replacing it with hauteur. Still, stunning. I studied Adrian, curious how he'd introduce me. With his pride, he'd never fake affection just to make her green-eyed. More likely he'd ignore me entirely to prove Serena had always owned his heart. Instead Serena smiled, perfectly poised, and extended her hand. Thank you for taking care of Yencher these years. One sentence stamped him as hers. True, Adrian had never hidden his love for Serena, nor my existence. Since he stayed silent, I curved my lips. You're welcome, Whitaker. Honestly, after 3 years with Vance, I'm the one coming out ahead. Serena's eyes dimmed a fraction. So she did care, just too refined to show it. Yencher's always generous, and Lola was handpicked. Of course she's worth it. Translation, I'm only valuable because I look like you. Before I could fire back, Adrian spoke, voice gentle. You've seen her. Let me drive you home. Serena caught his sleeve. You said Lola's cooking is amazing. We haven't had dinner, let me learn from her. Using me as maid and billboard? Old trick. Adrian glanced at me, eyes unreadable. I gave him a creamy smile. The honor's mine, Vance. Whitaker, what would you like to drink? She looked at Adrian. The same as Yencher, freshly ground coffee. I shot Adrian a secret smile. He hadn't touched coffee in over a year. Still, I carried out 2 cups. Watching him fight a grimace almost made me laugh aloud. Give me a moment, I'll plate the food. Whitaker skipped chili and cilantro, right? She turned to Adrian. He even told you that. I said nothing. Sorry, Adrian had never mentioned her. I'd heard it from gossip. Soon 8 dishes and a soup were ready. I poked my head from the kitchen. Vance, could you help carry? Serena set her cup down, feigning surprise while her eyes darkened. Yencher used to help you serve? More than that, whenever dinner was ready he materialized without being asked. But under his warning stare I shut up. Vance never enters the kitchen. My mistake. Serena lapsed into thoughtful silence, then gazed at Adrian, nostalgic. It's been ages since I tasted your cooking. Adrian can cook? Damn, once when I was sick I begged him to make me something. He refused with a crisp I can't. So his can't is person-specific. Maybe sensing my irritation, he looked almost embarrassed. As long as you don't mind my food. Serena took chopsticks from me and passed them to him, intimacy shimmering like silk between them. Why would I? That coy finesse, soft but never vulgar. Even I wanted to applaud. She ate 2 bites and laid her utensils down. Lola's skills are insane. Maybe too long abroad, my stomach's changed. What a waste. The cutesy tone stabbed. Adrian instantly pushed his plate away. Let's eat out. Serena waved it off. No, Lola worked so hard, can't waste it. She peeled a shrimp and placed it on his saucer. A little PDA display? Childish. I calmly slid the dipping sauce closer. Serena eyed the dish, bright-eyed. No wasabi? Yen sure loves it. Realization dawned. Oh, Vance likes wasabi. Last time I offered, he said it reeked. The moment the words left my lips, Adrian's ears reddened. Devoted as he was, Serena clearly didn't know him that well. After dinner they left together. At the door I stealthily pinched the small of Adrian's back. His breath hitched, dark pupils flashed a warning. I answered with an angelic smile. Once the table was clear, I messaged him again. Any plans tonight? No need to guess, he'd be with Serena. When I exited the bath, my heart slammed against my ribs. Vance, am I dreaming? Adrian loosened his tie. If I'm broke, do I still get the friends and family discount? I blinked in confusion. Adrian glared at me. Not even a tiny discount? That cracked me up. I looped my arms around his neck. If Vance is on call 24/7, it's free. At that, Adrian's eyes dimmed. And if I'm the one looking for you? Oh, so after he gets Serena back, he still wants a little something on the side? That's a hard line for me. When I didn't answer for a long moment, Adrian pinched me hard. Money's the only thing on your mind now? I yelped, genuinely torn. If we were still a real couple, I'd sweet talk you however you want. But once you belong to someone else, truth is, I can't. Adrian froze, then drilled his gaze into me. Say it, and don't regret it. I stared, unsure what he meant. Half-dazed, I heard his stubborn, sulky murmur, today I'm the one on call. Me? Since when did he care so much about cash? Next morning when I woke, Adrian was already gone. I flicked on the TV and saw the two of them side by side, my lungs nearly exploded. That night, to toast Serena's sold-out show, Adrian booked the grand. Friends galore got invites. Of course, I wasn't one of them. Chloe rang. Did you lay it out for Vance? I was sheet masking. Did you score a dinner invite? She knew me too well and almost cried, bestie, quit while you're ahead. You're a legit rich woman now, why hang yourself on one tree? I stayed quiet. She whispered, Ben says something's off with Adrian's company. My ears pricked. Meaning what? Chloe hemmed and hawed. Just, steer clear. After she hung up, Adrian's weird mood last night flashed through my mind. Could he actually have filed? I couldn't wipe the grin off my face, an AK-47 couldn't have held it back. So, planning not to wreck Serena's big night, I lasted 5 minutes. More than half the guests were on my contact list. They greeted me with friendly smiles. Unlike some tragic first stand-in from a soap, I live loud. Because, hello, I have money. Deadbeat dad left me a mountain of debt, but dating Adrian meant I picked up every group dinner tab, buying my way into their circle and turning their connections into fat investment returns. Big money equals big loyalty. If they had to vote, Serena versus me, or even Adrian versus me, I might still win. Adrian's eyes darkened when he saw me. Serena floated over in moonsilver couture, graceful and regal. I told him to invite you. I'm so glad you came. Translation: watch me shine while I slap the official girlfriend/stand-in in public. I'd be ecstatic too. But please, big girls bring big game. If humiliation scared me, I'd stay home. I plastered on a flattered smile. Gate crashing, Whitaker, hope you don't mind. Tiny gift, wish you love it. Serena kept her polite smile, sidestepped me, and greeted the next well-wisher, a slap I felt in my soul. Chloe shoved a glass of red into my hand, eyes wide. That bootlicking performance? Oscar-worthy. Does Vance even know you negotiate 8-figure deals without blinking, oh tycoon lady? I tracked Adrian's broad-back narrow-waist exit. It's called enduring humiliation to win final victory. Weaklings hide under blankets and cry. Adrian, and his money, will both be mine. I spun around and downed the wine in one. Besides, you told me to line up the next prospect. If I wait till I'm dumped, there won't be a buffet this prime. Chloe coughed. I swept the room. Most are friends, awkward to poach. And, except for Adrian, few here outrank me in net worth. Want me to introduce someone? Adrian's frosty voice cut in. I hadn't noticed him. Ice crackled around him. My stomach lurched. Let me explain, he said nothing and walked off, face arctic. Chloe tugged my sleeve. Idiot, he's furious, and you're grinning? I arched a brow. Grin? He's green-eyed, that's all. Halfway through the party Serena took the mic for thank yous, then swiveled toward Adrian, soulful. After every storm, you're still here, perfect. Adrian stepped up, pulled out a ring, dropped to one knee. Will you marry me? The room ignited. Chloe's eyes bulged. First love never dies, huh? I clutched my glass so hard my jaw ached. Delightful. Really? Serena gasped, teared up, and finally extended her hand. Adrian smiled and slid the ring onto her finger. Sympathy glances rained on me, poor little billionaire who couldn't keep her man. Chloe told me not to cry. I checked my portfolio dashboard and, frankly, cried anyway. From today on, I'm just an unfeeling rich woman. Someone yelled, kiss, kiss. Serena blushed, gazing up at him. I drained my wine, cleared my throat. Chloe sensed trouble and grabbed my arm. Don't even think about it. I slipped free, strode to the stage, and pinged a fruit fork against a crystal glass. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Maybe too loud, because the buzz flatlined. Come on, laugh, did everyone suddenly forget how? Chloe flashed a silent thumbs up, savage, sis. Exactly the disgust I ordered. Plenty here knew my history with Adrian, and did business with me. Adrian's storm cloud brows gathered. Wait for the wedding if you want the show. Next second he skewered me with a frigid glance. Does this lady even have an invite? A slap distilled into one polite sentence. Serena's annoyance flickered, gone, she cuddled him, radiant. Guests are guests, everyone come to our wedding. She flashed her 10-carat rock my way, smirk included. Riding home, Chloe kept preaching. You chase the man, first only needs one look. Bestie, surrender. I twisted a water bottle into a rope. What exactly did you mean on the phone? Bestie rolled her eyes. Forget it, mule. She patted the guy next to her. Benjamin squirmed. Adrian's my bro, some things I can't say. I shot Chloe a glare, she immediately cooed at him. Benjamin soaked up the attention. His company's hit a rough patch. Tonight's bash? Every dime of it's a loan from me. To buy that rock, he even offloaded a house. My jaw dropped. Adrian had to borrow just to keep up appearances? That's more than a rough patch. So if Vance ends up with Serena, it's not that hard to swallow. My heart pounded. Does Serena know? Benjamin shook his head. He doesn't have the guts to tell her. Night. I'm standing at the floor-to-ceiling window, staring blankly at the sky. A spear of headlights sweeps the yard, a black sedan rolls in. Adrian climbs out looking wrecked, steps unsteady. Seconds later, the front door clicks. I fold my arms, leaning against the jamb. Back so soon? His eyes flash anger. This is my house. I never said it wasn't. Just wondering, he proposed, shouldn't he be basking in newly engaged bliss? I turn toward the kitchen, planning to brew a hangover-soothing broth. Adrian grabs me from behind, my ears burn. Can't live without me now? I start to speak. A voice dripping gunpowder murmurs, what, showing attitude before the contract's up? I swivel around. His gaze is dark ice, voice arctic. Who said you could crash that party? My stomach drops, here comes the payback for Serena. Time to kill the fantasy and face facts. Vance, my apologies for the inconvenience. Don't worry, I'll pack up and ghost first thing tomorrow, out of your hair for good. No renewal. Let's call it quits. He studies me with frigid contempt, a razor-thin smirk slicing across his lips. So you heard. Gold digger. The moment bankruptcy hits, you bolt. I'm vain. I'm in a rush? Get lost, far away. Adrian shoves me hard, strides upstairs without a backward glance. Proposal delivered, eviction issued, staying would beg for more insult. I tail him, yank a suitcase, and start stuffing it, only to trip over his damn handsome face again. Morning. Adrian's expression is a tangled knot. He stares a long beat, then says, voice glacial, relax, you'll get every penny. I'm fried. Keep it. Money, please, I'm supposed to care about his 10 grand now. His sneer lingers. Save the act. You latched on for cash, admit it. Last night I'd tried to pack everything, but years of clutter won. So I ditched the incriminating bits, leaving just enough for him to call it latching on. Then he looks at me like he's doing me a favor. And idiot me thought maybe he'd miss me a little. Thanks for the generosity, Vance. Adrian's fingers freeze on a shirt button, his face darkens. I zip the case, flash a wicked smile at the door. Adrian, he glances over. From this day on, we probably won't meet again. Take care. 3 black lines crease his forehead, he snarls, pack up and ghost. An hour later I haul my luggage to Chloe's. So you've officially axed Vance. I ignore her and shove a suitcase her way. Chloe engulfs me in a bear hug. Crash here till you find a place. I push her off. It's a gift. Huh? I grin. Tag still on, never worn. Free for you. What's in the other one? My worn stuff. Chloe howls. You idiot, jewelry, bags, shoes you skip, and you drag rags? I rub my ear. I'm not hard up anymore. Oh, right, noble, I'm just trashy. I give her an agreeable shrug. Later, not crashing your love nest. Chloe frowns. You've got somewhere? I can't stop grinning. Sis is loaded, wherever I want. Got a dozen cuties and big beauties in my name, hand-picked, top dollar. One a day, no repeats for a week. I splurge on a presidential suite, soak in a luxe bath, then post an artsy shot to Instagram, memories once ours. Chloe bombards it with likes. Ruthless, pure us. The moon itself would die trying to outshine us, let alone first. Minutes tick by, I expect Adrian's call, but Serena's the first to ring. Knowing I'm no naive pushover, she drops the ice princess act. Lola, why humiliate yourself? I answer aerolite, no need for you to fret, Whitaker. I'd rather nauseate others than feel ashamed. Friendly tip, Adrian likes them fiery. A shrill crash cracks through the line, then dead air. Try me, sweetheart, hope you choke on it. But what's that saying? Joy births sorrow. I wake to Riverdale plastered with news, Adrian and Serena's wedding is days away. At dawn they exit a waterfront mansion, interlaced fingers, heading straight to a bridal boutique. Overnight Serena eclipses A-list celebrities. One casual gown pic racks up thousands of likes. My post? Only Chloe dares to heart it. A couple of Serena's new lackeys toss shady subs my way. Obviously Serena's retaliating for yesterday's jab. Me, thought Vance filed, guess it was rumors. The comments barely up when Adrian calls. What are you playing at? I don't mince words. Goal, show you her true colors. Side effect, speed up her exit. He's quiet a beat, voice softer. What's in it for you? What's in it? Everything. I laugh. I hate seeing people happy. He spits, psycho. Next day, Adrian's supposed bankruptcy blazes across feeds. Former foes crawl out to stomp him. Yesterday's Serena sycophants post that she's the last glory of a fallen empire. I slurp cup noodles, scroll, offices shuttered, staff demanding pay, then headlines of his waterfront mansion on the block, assets frozen. Meanwhile Serena, sworn to stick by him rich or poor, goes radio silent. By lunchtime paparazzi catch Serena incognito at the airport. Asked about Adrian, she coolly says, Vance's business is not my concern, I'm heading to our code operation. I smirk, now it's Vance. Half a month later chatter fades. I slip into a red silk dress and killer heels and hunt Adrian down. The once untouchable titan is now just another guy. The peeling walk-up complex makes my eyes sting, how can he live like this? I ring the bell, Adrian in cheap cotton tries to slam the door. I stretched out a leg to block the door before it could swing shut, flashing my most ingratiating smile. Don't shut me out. Your company didn't tank because of me. And I'm not the gossip who drove Serena away. Adrian's brows twitched in outright irritation. Spit it out. I looked him up and down. Even after the bankruptcy he hadn't changed. Still radiating that old money aura, still ridiculously handsome. I cleared my throat. Actually, it's nothing big. I just wanted to ask, do you have cash to spend? Adrian's knuckles cracked as his fists clenched. So he had changed after all. Back in the day he'd stay ice cool even if a skyscraper collapsed in front of him, poke the tender spot and his expression would stay flat. Now I could practically watch the switch flip. I stopped beating around the bush. Let's stay together, baby. This time I'll bankroll you. So, what's the price tag for official girlfriend status? Adrian stared like I'd grown another head. Just tell me, deal or no deal? Even if he said no, it would have to be yes. I silently swore that if sweet talk failed I'd just drag him off caveman style. Adrian laughed, sudden and sharp, letting go of the door to tower over me. 10 grand a day. Greedy bastard. Annual retainer, any volume discount? A strange light shot through his eyes. 3 million a year. I muttered without thinking, 10K daily, 6 days a month, 72 days a year, math checks out. The corner of Adrian's mouth spasmed. My cheeks flamed. So, if I prepay 10 years, can we slash it a bit more? Before the rest left my mouth, a hand yanked me inside. After a long, breathless moment, a velvet voice brushed my ear. 30 million, yes or no? My head spun. Yes, yes. The next morning I was still floating in a pink haze of bliss. Adrian showed up with the NDA contract and a card reader. The second the platinum plastic left my fingers, my heart turned to ice. 30 million, precise to the cent. That was literally every liquid dollar I had. At 208 grand a day severance I'd need 100+ days to earn it back. So, since I'm buying you, will you cover my room and board going forward? Adrian arched a brow. I latched onto his sleeve, voice syrupy. Baby. In the end I got my wish. Right after lunch I caught a ride to Chloe's place. She almost bowed when she saw Adrian trailing me. The moment she heard my errand she tried to slam the door. Already worn. I gave a dry chuckle. Benjamin wandered out. What are you two doing here? I beamed. Picking up the clothes I gave you last time. Chloe blurted, take them, now. Ben opened his mouth. Chloe slapped a hand over it. I'll get them. Ben glanced at Adrian, who cheerfully repeated my request word for word. Benjamin exploded, claiming he'd shredded everything already. Before the echo died, Chloe emerged with a suitcase. Gone. Meeting my gaze, Benjamin looked ready to breathe fire. He ground out, Vance, control your wife. Adrian lifted his chin like royalty. My wife's word is law. Back at home, I winced at my walk-up studio. Now that you're loaded, how about upgrading? Adrian kept a poker face. It's fine. I wanted to cry. Fine where? The bathroom window didn't close. Showering in October gave me goosebumps. Come winter I'd freeze solid. Okay, if you say so. Sure enough, after one bath I caught a fever and he went dark as charcoal. Half delirious, I cracked my eyes to a familiar scene. You're awake. Adrian stood there in a tailored suit, every inch the elite. I blinked, unsure what was dream and what was real. I dreamed you'd gone broke. He brushed my forehead. Not a dream. I gawked until reality clicked. Then what the hell? His long eyes narrowed. You really believed I'd go under? I hadn't, until I did. He loved Serena. Serena had come back, promising herself. Why fake collapse? So the only answer left, I hummed, oddly pleased. Guess she didn't like you that much, and you didn't like her that much either. His gaze deepened. You're thrilled I don't like her? Duh. I giggled, remembering Serena's exit. She could have kept you, she bolted, my win. Only after the words left did I process. Wait, if you're still loaded, why stay with me? Why agree to be my boyfriend? He tapped my forehead. You tell me. My heart jackhammered, hope practically glowed in my eyes. Just as he opened his mouth, I lifted a hand. Forget it. Whatever the reason, my face, my cash, I'm fine. Adrian smirked. Pretty sure that line's mine. I fisted his tie. Cut the crap. You said yes, you're mine now. Day 3, fever gone. Night fell and Adrian cooked a whole spread. I turned green. Serena bragged she'd eaten your food, guess it's true. He offered chopsticks without apology. If it's lethal, does that still count? I eyed the beautiful-looking dishes. Should I trust you? He said nothing, just lifted a bite to my lips, eyes twinkling. Classic honey trap. I chomped, then nearly gagged. That bad? More than bad, it was weapons-grade awful, and Serena had looked proud announcing she'd tasted it. Sweetie, promise me you'll never cook again. Adrian studied the plate. I followed the recipe, where did it bomb? Maybe you mislabeled the seasonings? Understanding lit his face. I rubbed my temples. Sit tight, cup noodles coming up. He caught my wrist. Wait. Next thing I knew, a ring landed on my finger. The 10-carat rock dwarfed my knuckle. That's it? When you proposed to Serena, you knelt in front of a crowd. Adrian stayed silent, raising my hand to brush a kiss across my knuckles. That ring was meant for you. I wanted to test whether you loved me or my money. But I got tired of games, love me or not, you're staying. So I bought an even pricier one. His gaze chilled. Then you said you'd ditch me for the next gravy train. If he'd told me sooner, I wouldn't have spouted that crap. Turns out my rival was myself. I lifted my hand. Swear, I'm hooked on you, not the bank balance. Of course, I adore my own fortune way more. I kept that part quiet. No clue how Adrian would react knowing I'm now the bigger whale. He sneered, nailing my shallow heart. Straight up lust with a sight of greed. I grinned. Whatever you say, Saint Adrian. Thanks for listening. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate today's story? If you liked it, smash the like and share with friends. Drop your thoughts in the comments, we're reading. Subscribe for more juicy tales, see you next time.